Welcome to Millennial Money Minutes, where we tackle tough personal finance topics in 5 minutes or less. With your host, Grant from MillennialMoney.com and Matt from DistilledDollar.com.
Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about target date retirement funds. So this is a topic, question actually, that someone in our course asked in the Facebook group, and they were basically like, I have all these target date fund options. Are target date funds a good idea? So she was specifically talking about the Vanguard 2050 fund, which right now has a 90% equities, 10% bond split. So the simple idea behind a target date fund is that you select a date out into the future, in this case 2050. Gosh, what's that, 23 years from now? No, 33 years from now.
Yeah,
wow. So way out into the future. And basically the idea is you should be 90% equity, 10% bonds. And as you get closer to 2050, that over time, that allocation will get more conservative. So basically the amount of equities you hold goes down and the amount of bonds goes up. So really the value prop is that it's kind of a set it and forget it. It naturally diversifies the older that you get. What do you think about target date funds, Matt?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but I think for some people it works. But I think the first question is really, just understanding someone's risk profile, like if they're comfortable owning bonds and stocks, things like that. And then the next step there is looking at retirement funds. But, I think they do serve a certain purpose, but from the ones I see, it seems like they tend to be more conservative. And I think you mentioned that too on the course, but for the retirement funds that were available in my options, I didn't choose any of them. I just stuck with the 100% equities because, again, going back to risk profile, which is so big in terms of how much do you want to own in terms of what percentage.
Yeah, and I owned a target date fund for a while. The second job that I ever had a target date fund option with T. Rowe Price, and I invested in it. I think it was a 2040 fund. But after reading about personal finance later on, I realized that basically, it was way too conservative an allocation. So I'm still 100% in equities today. I'm 32. Typical wisdom is that you should have basically your age in bonds. So that would be really conservative. That would be like a, 68 equities, 32 bonds. But for me, I go 100% equities. And that's the thing about the target date funds. If you do want to set it and forget it, that's, you're probably not the person listening to this podcast, honestly. So if you're listening to this podcast, you probably have the skills. Actually, you do have the skills to manage, the money yourself. You can even just save a little bit on fees, investing in a total stock market index fund and then a total bond index fund, and get, just diversify it yourself.
Yeah, I think that's the smarter approach because, again, fees, they add up. But, in terms of target date retirement funds, again, just look at, these things might appeal to be, convenient, automatic, but look through the fees again, because they might kind of tuck them away. So just really understand and look at it, ask them sort of different ways, because they might not call it a fee. And so,
the woman today, in the course she had a 2% fee, which is like insane. So definitely, look out for those fees. And try to build a portfolio yourself. It's easier than you probably think. But target date funds, if you really don't want to do anything, it's kind of a last best option. So I hope this was helpful, everyone, and we'll chat with you soon.
Thanks for listening to Millennial Money Minutes. If you liked this podcast, please leave us a review on iTunes and subscribe. If you want us to cover a specific topic, use #MillennialMoney on Twitter or visit MillennialMoneyMinutes.com.